Millions of years ago, during the Treta Yuga, Lord Surya married Devi Sanjana, the daughter of Lord Vishwakarma. However, after marriage, whenever Lord Surya came close to Devi Sanjana, she could not bear his intense radiance. Time passed, and Devi Sanjana gave birth to 3 children, Manu, Yama, and Yamuna. Despite having a family, Devi Sanjana remained troubled by Lord Surya's heat. One day she decided to leave Surya Lok, the realm of the sun, and perform penance to become strong enough to withstand Surya's radiance. But she was worried about her children and did not want Lord Surya to know about her departure. Using her powers, Devi Sanjana created a shadow of herself naming Chaya, who looked exactly like her, and named her Savarna. She entrusted Chaya with the responsibility of taking care of her children and left for an unknown place to perform penance. Whenever Lord Surya came close after that, his heat had no effect on Devi Chaya. Lord Surya, unaware of the truth, continued to live happily, believing Chaya to be his wife. As years passed, Manu, Yama, and Yamuna grew up, and Lord Surya assigned them their respective duties. Engrossed in his work, Lord Surya became distant, leaving Devi Chaya feeling lonely. To overcome her loneliness, Devi Chaya decided to perform penance and devoted herself entirely to Lord Shiva. For several months, she endured harsh sunlight and hunger while meditating. During this penance, she conceived a child. When Lord Shiva appeared before her and offered a boon, Devi Chaya wished to receive a real life of her own, as she was merely a shadow of Devi Sanjana. Lord Shiva granted her wish by saying, "Tathastu." A few months later, Devi Chaya gave birth to a divine child with a dark complexion. Seeing the child's color, Devi Chaya was initially worried, but soon realized that the child's dark skin was due to her intense penance under the scorching sun and her shadowy nature. This divine child was none other than Shani Dev. Devi Chaya lovingly raised Shani Dev. One day, Lord Surya returned to the palace and Devi Chaya introduced her baby with Lord Surya. However, upon seeing Shani's dark complexion, Lord Surya was shocked and furious. He refused to accept Shani as his son, claiming that the child did not possess any of his qualities, neither his brightness nor his strength. Filled with anger, Lord Surya rejected Shani and distanced himself from Devi Chaya. This rejection deeply hurt Devi Chaya, and this incident marked the beginning of hostility between Shani Dev and Lord Surya. As Shani Dev grew older, he witnessed his mother's pain and vowed to become more powerful than his father. Born from the intense penance of Devi Chaya, Shani Dev was naturally powerful, but he also grew up with anger towards his father. Despite his young age, Shani Dev defeated many Gandharvas in battle and even challenged the gods. His strength and skill made him a force to be reckoned with, and his growing resentment toward Lord Surya fueled his determination to surpass him. To calm Shani's increasing anger, Devi Chaya arranged his marriage to Damini, who was daughter of Chitraratha, who was a virtuous and radiant woman. After marriage, Shani Dev became relatively calm. However, when Damini expressed her desire for a child, Shani Dev, who was lost in deep meditation, did not respond. Feeling neglected and insulted, Damini became furious and cursed Shani Dev, saying that whoever Shani Dev looks at will be destroyed. This curse caused great distress to Shani Dev. When he realized his mistake, he tried to console Damini, but the curse could not be undone. From that day, Shani Dev started walking with his head lowered to avoid looking directly at anyone. This news of Shani's curse spread across the universe, and Shukracharya, the guru of the Asuras, along with Rahu, approached Shani Dev. They tried to convince Shani to use his power to help the Asuras in their battle against the gods. However, Shani Dev, who believed in righteousness, refused to misuse his powers for selfish purposes and sent them away. After years of penance, Devi Sanjna finally returned to Surya Lok after gaining the strength to withstand Lord Surya's heat. Upon her return, she learned everything that had happened in her absence. Furious at Devi Chaya for hiding the truth, she revealed everything to Lord Surya. This story explains how Shani Dev was born, his strained relationship with his father, Lord Surya, and the divine powers he possessed due to his mother's unwavering devotion. Lord Surya, angry with Devi Sanjna, banished Devi Chaya and Shani Dev from Surya Lok. Feeling humiliated, they left and started living in a beautiful, dense forest on earth. In this forest, Shani Dev became friends with Kakraj, the king of crows. Shani Dev and Devi Chaya lived happily there for many years. Eventually, Lord Surya learned about their whereabouts. Surya Dev, now filled with hatred for Shani, set the forest on fire using his intense solar energy. Devi Chaya, being a shadow herself, escaped the fire, but Shani Dev was trapped. Seeing this, Devi Chaya cried for help. Suddenly, Kakraj flew down from the sky and grabbed Shani Dev in his claws. He carried him far away to Kak Lok, the realm of crows. In Kak Lok, Kakraj introduced Shani Dev to his mother, who requested Shani to stay there. Shani Dev agreed, and Kakraj's mother lovingly cared for him as her own son. Years passed, and one day, Lord Indra learned about Shani's stay in Kak Lok. Taking advantage of Shani and Kakraj's absence, Indra attacked Kak Lok. During this battle, many crows, including Kakraj's mother, were killed. When Shani Dev and Kakraj returned and saw the destruction, they were furious. Shani Dev, filled with rage, transferred a part of his immense power to Kakraj and rode on him toward heaven to take revenge. As Shani Dev and Kakraj approached with terrifying speed, heaven echoed with a loud, frightening sound. Seeing them, all the gods, including Indra, panicked and prepared for battle. As soon as Shani Dev entered heaven, he cast his Kudristi, known as evil gaze, on the gods, making them powerless. His fiery eyes further attacked them, causing the gods to fall to the ground, weak and helpless. Even Indra and the gods could not lift their weapons. Shani Dev then used the gods' own weapons to attack them, leaving them severely injured. Eventually, all the gods, unable to withstand his power, fled from heaven. Terrified, the gods went to Surya Dev, begging him to destroy Shani Dev. Hearing their pleas, Surya Dev arrived in heaven and commanded Shani Dev to stop. However, Shani Dev refused to listen. Surya Dev, enraged, attacked Shani Dev with his deadly solar rays. But Shani Dev, using the fierce energy of his eyes, destroyed the rays before they could reach him. He then cast his evil gaze on Surya Dev. Due to Shani Dev's gaze, Surya Dev's brilliance dimmed, and he turned completely cold and dark. As a result, the entire galaxy was plunged into darkness. Eventually, Surya Dev, powerless and humiliated, was forced to leave heaven. In desperation, the remaining gods used their last bit of strength to reach Mount Kailash and narrate their woes to Lord Shiva. The gods wept and pleaded with Mahadev to intervene. Lord Shiva, after scolding the gods for their mistakes, assured them that he would restore heaven and return their powers. He then dispatched some of his divine attendants along with the gods to confront Shani Dev. Upon arriving in heaven, the Shiv Ganas challenged Shani Dev to battle. Shani Dev, without hesitation, accepted the challenge. However, using his power, Shani Dev rendered the Shiv Ganas weak and made them collapse to the ground. He then cast his evil gaze on Indra and Surya Dev, rendering them unconscious. Seeing this, the remaining gods disappeared from heaven. Shani Dev took Indra's crown and declared himself the ruler of heaven. He imprisoned Indra and Surya Dev in a dungeon. Meanwhile, Agni Dev, Varun Dev, and the other gods fled back to Kailash and informed Lord Shiva of the situation. They begged Mahadev to personally come to heaven and end Shani Dev's reign. Hearing this, Lord Shiva immediately left Kailash and appeared in heaven. By this time, Shani Dev had completely established his rule over heaven and was preparing to punish Indra and Surya Dev further. Suddenly a powerful force shook the heavens and Lord Shiva appeared. Lord Shiva ordered Shani Dev to stop the chaos, but Shani Dev, keeping his head bowed, refused. Mahadev challenged Shani Dev to battle. Seeing the mighty Lord Shiva before him, Shani Dev was filled with fear and, in his haste, made a grave mistake. He cast his evil gaze on Lord Shiva. In response, Lord Shiva slightly opened his third eye. The slightest release of energy from his third eye was so powerful that Shani Dev's body was torn apart and he was severely injured. Shani Dev, unable to withstand this power, fell from heaven at great speed, crashing into the earth. He destroyed many trees and finally got stuck in a peepal tree. With Shani Dev defeated and unconscious, the gods' powers were restored and light returned to the galaxy. Lord Shiva once again restored balance in the universe, ending Shani Dev's reign of chaos. Shani Dev was almost dead, barely clinging to life. It seemed like he wouldn't survive. However, after some time, he regained consciousness and realized the immense power of Lord Shiva. Deeply influenced by Lord Shiva, Shani Dev accepted him as his guru and began meditating while lying under a peepal tree. Shani Dev was so weak that he couldn't even move. Shani Dev remained in deep meditation for many years. Pleased with his devotion and determination, Lord Shiva appeared before him. Lord Shiva, already impressed by Shani Dev's strength and courage, decided to reward him. Lord Shiva removed Shani Dev from the peepal tree and restored his health, making him as powerful as before. He also gifted Shani Dev a divine Trishul as a symbol of his power. In addition, Lord Shiva granted Shani Dev his own realm, which was named Shani Lok. Finally, in the presence of all the gods, Lord Shiva declared Shani Dev the judge of the entire universe, responsible for ensuring justice for all beings. Seeing this, Surya Dev and all the gods realized how cruelly they had treated Shani Dev in the past. To atone for his mistake, Surya Dev went to earth and brought Devi Chaya back to Surya Lok, where they resumed living happily. Thus, Shani Dev became the god of justice, ensuring that every creature in the universe received the consequences of their actions. Even today, Shani Dev's gaze affects every living being according to their deeds. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Astrovidhhee for more fascinating and insightful stories.